The 9/11 event is a volunteer event.
We work on this for 9 months out of the year.
We have a half-an-hour commemorative ceremony at the beginning. And then after that ceremony, we work for about 3 hours at the cemetery. We've had anywhere between 12 and 1,400 volunteers every year. Houston ToolBank was official sponsor for the first several years. When we first started our 9/11 event, we called Marley and Nancy and said, we've got this thing going on, we need some advice. How do we do this? And they just knew exactly what to do. And within minutes, Marley and Nancy had our entire wish list and beyond ready to go.
The Houston ToolBank is a charitable organization that supports other charitable organizations. We're a mini Home Depot for the charitable sector, but we have a warehouse full of tools and supplies that charitable organizations can use to complete their projects, fundraisers, or any community event they're throwing. A warehouse with 300 different types of tools, more than 15,000 items in stock. For example, like a shovel on the shelf is 45 cents for the entire week. We do everything by weeks, not by days, so you're not charged daily or hourly.
And the ToolBank has everything we need. We'll do various things like we scrub every headstone. So that's where our families with the little kids love it. And it's also things that sometimes you think is just kind of tedious, but clearing debris, fallen branches, leaves, that's stuff that our people can do so easily. What we can accomplish in 3 hours takes their staff 9 months.
Having access to the ToolBank here, I don't know how we would do this without it. Otherwise, we're a volunteer organization.
We don't have the budget for that sort of thing.
Ken and I are volunteers, so budget is small.
Our goal is really to cut the costs so these nonprofits can keep doing their mission and can do even more projects with the budget they're saving.
When Fit Houston was in its infancy as a nonprofit, the ToolBank supplied everything we needed. I had no money, no budget for anything. If you can just keep those operational expenses down, you'll be more successful. It's also great for the environment. Why should each of us be buying pieces of equipment that we're only going to use maybe once or twice in a year?
There's 3 ways we actually get tools out to people. So we have regular pickup here in person. They come back up to our dock, we load them. We offer a direct delivery. Now that is at a cost. And then we also have our neighborhood tool hubs across different counties.
If you're a nonprofit leader, you don't have a lot of time on your hands, so this is a game changer once again.
We're saving them cost, which means they can do 2 or 3 times as many projects. And then, like I said, they're the ones actually doing the work. They're the ones supporting each individual, making sure our community is taken care of. We're just the middleman, making sure that they can afford to take care of the community.
Just being able to access that versus having to rent it somewhere else is able to allow these nonprofits to provide more services. So that extra $1,000 that would have been used to rent tables and chairs for an event, for distribution of shoes or backpacks, now that $1,000 is going towards those backpacks and actually providing more for his child.
One of the biggest things I've always hear is, hey, thanks to the ToolBank, we're doing 2 or 3 more projects a year than we were before the ToolBank. I have 72 tents, 300 tables, and 650 chairs. And you think that's a lot? It's not for the Houston community. We need to triple to quadruple those numbers just to meet those needs.
We did run out of buckets and we ran out of rakes.
Okay, good to know. We definitely need more tools. I was thinking, I've got to call Nancy. We feel a partnership with them, and it's a win-win. This is a special place to me, and so I want the service to be done here.
It's just so important to do something that isn't self-serving for a while.